I know that when I finally made a decision to start on Zepbound, that I was so gung-ho and thinking a lot of negative things that when I finally got the positive things in and I worked myself up into saying, this, you can do this, go ahead, that's good, let's try it, I started having some expectations. And I know for me, I have my own motto that expectations bring disappointment. And so a lot of things that I do, I don't really have expectations. I kind of just go with the flow when I'm in a moment. I am a planner, I'm a big planner, but when I'm in that moment, I just don't really have a lot of expectations. But with Zepbound, I don't know why. I had expectations. And I wanted to discuss them with you because it could be unrealistic, or maybe someone else had the same expectations and disappointments. But right now, I am on my week 35 of my Zepbound journey / compound terzepatide. And now I feel that I'm at a point that I can have a little bit of a discussion about what I expected before I got on Zepbound and what is actually the reality of what happened. So just keep watching. So let me say this. I am 53 years old. I have to keep saying it because I've lied so much about my age to my children, and I don't really talk about my age, but it's important in this situation. I have had no real weight loss issues my entire life. I'm sorry, no real weight issues my entire life. When I started my weight loss journey, I did not start it with Zepbound, and I have another video about that. I did not start it with Zepbound. I kind of started it the natural way. Now that I'm in Zepbound, next month, August, will be 2 years of me being on my weight loss journey, and it has been a lot of ups and downs. And so I realized that in the past, I didn't have really weight issues because I stayed on top of my weight. If it was something that I felt was a little bit tight, or things that was going up, or I felt a little buzz or something, I'm like on it. Let me start eating right. Let me go walking. Let me do things, and I was kind of on it. So with that being said, I was under the impression that this would be just easy. And the other thing was, I kind of watched YouTube videos before I actually started my Zepbound journey, and I didn't even think at my ripe young age, I didn't even think that a lot of YouTube videos are not always a complete picture or profile of what everyone would go through. And so the videos that I actually watched were positive, and I'm not downing anyone, but people were losing weight at such a rapid rate. And some people were saying, hey, I've always been big all of my life, and look, I've lost 20 pounds, and look, I lost this and this amount of weight. And I'm like, that's been my history, so why would it take me that long? So I literally sat my husband down, and I said to him, this will not take long. I don't take that long to lose weight. My husband has always had a weight problem. He almost hit 400 pounds at one point. So for him, it may have taken a little longer, but then he's a man. Who knows? So that's why we decided to do it together. But me looking at a lot of the YouTube videos that were saying that, oh, I lost 10 pounds this week and I lost 5 pounds this week, and I knew about that, gave me so much confidence that I would be in that category and that this would not be a while. So because I knew also that my insurance did not pay for my Zepbound, I said, let's budget. We're going to budget this, and I guarantee you in 3 months, I'll be done. I'm going to lose the 10 pounds every month, and then on the third month, my husband and I, we're going to have this conversation, and we'll decide if I really want to go on. We're 35 weeks in. I still haven't lost this 30 pounds. And so the disappointment is, like, wow, I still haven't lost this 30 pounds. But in my journey, I have learned that I am not like a lot of the people that I've watched on YouTube and the ones that kind of made it so look so easy. I am not that person. And that was one of the reasons why I was motivated to go ahead and start journaling with what I'm going through in my YouTube channel, because I know some people don't want to hear that it's not easy, or that you're losing weight slow, or that you're having this problem. So I'm like, listen, if I would have heard something like this from someone else, I would not have went in thinking that I only need a couple $100 and I was going to lose all my weight and it would have happened this quickly. The second thing that I can say is I was pretty healthy. I can't say that I had a lot of issues, but I did have stomach issues. I was diagnosed with gastritis about 20 years ago. I did have another endoscopy and they were like, oh, everything is cleared up now. That was one of the reasons why I changed my eating habits, was because there are many times that I would have flare-ups because I would eat a fried food or I would eat whatever. And so I was looking at Zepbound having may possibly cause you issues with your stomach. And I stay away from anything, foods or anything that will cause me or could cause me issues with my stomach. So I was very concerned, and I told my doctor that even though they say that my gastritis has cleared up, every now and then I would have something and I'm just maybe paranoid or something, and I just think maybe it's not cleared up, so I just err on the side of caution. That expectation or that thought process was completely wrong. I have had absolutely no stomach issues while taking this medication. However, I am still super paranoid and I still have anxiety about it. And so I continue to eat in the way that I was eating before. I continue to watch what I'm eating. I still don't eat fried foods. I still don't eat things that are very hard to digest. Like I still don't eat pork. I still watch how I would consume any alcohol. I've never been a big alcohol drinker anyway, but I still watch that. And so I have not had any stomach issues. What I can say is I always had some sort of fiber in my diet because of my gastritis, but now I have upped my fiber. So I don't have any type of gastrointestinal issues. I actually did go to my gastro doctor, and she gave me the all green light. I am regular, have had no constipation or anything like that. So that was my expectation number 2. My third expectation was, I'm going to take this medication, and I do hear that some people have side effects, but I'm not going to have that. I don't tend to have issues with nausea or any type of fatigue issues, or I don't tend to have that. So I'm going if I start on the lower dose and I do what the doctor tells me to do and I kind of go slow, I'm not gonna have any of those things, and I'll just make sure and I'll just watch out for it. I was a little I was a little concerned that once I take this medication, if I do have a side effect, I can't take it out of my body. I can't stop taking the pill. It's something that's in my body for an entire week, and for some people longer. So I was, sorry, the lighting is doing some craziness right now because I don't know if it's an overcast, but bring it back. Yes, so I was a little concerned about that. I was concerned that maybe I'm going to go and have, just make sure it's going to be smooth. I won't have anything. Well, that was not true. The first week I started having side effects. Side effects I just never had. I never had constipation like I just said, but I did have extreme fatigue, and I did have a little bit of nausea, not really that much. And since I've been on the compound to Zepbound, I've not had it at all. I've had vivid dreams. I've had some issues with sleeping outside of the vivid dreams. In fact, it was so funny because I watched videos and nobody ever mentioned vivid dreams. Nobody. So I kept trying to figure out, what the heck is this that's happening to me? And why is it so different? I don't tend to dream at all, but now I'm having vivid dreams. I'm right there, can't get out of those dreams. And yes, I started having extremely vivid dreams. And now that I'm watching more videos, I'm seeing that other people are also having those side effects. Oh yeah, I had side effects. But on the other side, my husband had no side effects, and he tends to have nausea and other things on a regular basis. Since he had a gastric sleeve, he tend to have that, but he had none, and I had a bunch of side effects. And every week I'm just like waiting. Okay, hopefully I don't have anything. I don't know, and maybe getting a little too comfortable. But that was a huge myth for me when it came to me thinking I would have absolutely no side effects. And last, and I'll probably do a part 2 because I'm still in my process, but lastly, the main reason why I chose to do Zepbound was because of the inflammation that I had in my body. And I was just under the impression that, according to my doctor, that once I take it, it will help with the inflammation. Let me say this. I was unrealistically saying that, okay, I'll take this, the inflammation will go down, I won't have to take my Lasix anymore, my water pill anymore, because it's going to help get rid of my inflammation. More than I was more concerned with the weight loss, I just really wanted to get rid of the inflammation. It is a pain in my butt. It's killing me when it comes to weight loss, weight gain. I feel super heavy all the time. It's hard for me to even accept a compliment if someone's like, oh, you look nice. And I feel that I'm 200 pounds heavier than what I am. I put on clothing and it could fit today, and tomorrow I can't button it because I'm inflamed. Or it could be that it could be that I'm trying to do something, a simple task, and my fingers or my hands will hurt, or my legs. I wake up in the morning, they're super heavy. In fact, I'm actually having a surgery for that. We'll talk about that later, but it is coming. Anxiety is up there. But I was just under the impression that it'll just go down and it'll go away. And then, of course, it'll speed up my weight loss because I'm going to get rid of the inflammation. That's kind of where I got my stop at, was I've lost my weight and got down, lost 50 pounds out before Zepbound, and I was just at a stop for months. And I'm thinking, yeah, once I can get the inflammation down, the weight will go down. Well, that did not happen for me. I really hope it happened for other people, but that did not happen for me. I am still struggling with inflammation. I can see a difference. I can tell you in my face, I can see a difference, and I don't have issues with my hands anymore. I see a little bit of difference when it comes down to my inches. I do take my measurements for several reasons, but yes, I take my measurements because the inflammation can have me all over the place. So I do see that the measurements are showing a difference in my inflammation. However, I am still super inflamed. And the thing about inflammation on me in particular is that it's silent. It's very silent. So it looks great on the outside to other people. I'm looking like I'm progressing and I'm doing well. And then I feel just heavy. I just feel super heavy. And so it's like, yeah, I'm 35 weeks in and I am still taking my water pill. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am not taking it properly. I'm stubbornly following the doctor's orders / my orders. I don't want to be on any medication for the rest of my life. But I do understand that the older you get, your body changes. And it changes for so many different reasons. So I may have to get to the reality that I may be on a medication or more than one medication for the rest of my life. But right now, I am going to fight this tooth and nail. And so I know I gotta take the medication while I'm doing this Zepbound. I have to take them together because a lot of times that I'm reporting weekly what I'm doing or how well I'm doing, those are not true numbers because of my inflammation, but it doesn't make me feel better because I know that. I still have the same disappointment as everyone else. One, because I'm not doing the right thing on the other side of Zepbound, and then two, of why am I still suffering with inflammation after. Hopefully my surgery will help me with some of that, but at this point, I don't know if it'll help me with all of it. So I do need to do that properly, and that was a huge myth for me. I was under the impression that if I take the Zepbound, it would help or cure my inflammation and I can move forward with my weight loss. So if you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much. And I want you to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, because like I said, there are so many people that are not reporting that we have expectations, or we think because we see other things that this is what's going to happen when we start Zepbound, and not realize that these things are not always consistent across the board with everyone's body. And sometimes we're going to all get different results, and we all have a different journey. And this is why I call this my health journey, because I don't know what's going to happen from week to week. So I just encourage you guys to comment. Is anybody else having this? Did you guys have those expectations? Or are you losing weight fast, but you still had things that you thought was going to happen and it didn't happen? Like, are you guys going through the same thing? Like I said in my last couple of videos, I am now sharing some comments from the people that are actually supporting my channel, and the ones that just keep me going. And even if it's just a thumbs up that they send me, I'm still going to share it, because the reason why I started this was to get a community and to find out people that are going through exactly what I'm going through, something similar, or maybe can share things with me that I might go through that is not the roses and the wonderful part of Zepbound or compound to Zepatide. And so I'm going to share this comment right now that I have received from another person. And I also want to say that the majority of people that watch our videos don't subscribe. I have no idea. If you look at what's there and there's thousands of people that are watching us and not subscribing. So if you could just take a time and hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone and all the comments that we have been getting. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.